Hi everybody, it's Claire back with another art journal video. I'm going to have a little bit of a play in my ledger journal, and as some of you know, I came across, never discovered them before, glossy accents when I was in Australia, and I'm just thinking, like, it'd be great for a resist. So I'm going to start off the video with this, then play on another page. Or do we go in with a tag? I mean, there's so many things that I'm now thinking, ooh, would that work? My little stash of tags that I've got in here. So let's find some that have got some swipes of colour on. And then maybe I can just play on another page anyway. It's nice to have a little collection of tags that you can come to that have got a little bit of background interest on, and you can just rifle through and see which ones you want to use. So, glossy accents, here we go. So what I'm thinking is, like, will they work over as a resist over the top of, I'm sorry, I'm not speaking in full sentences. Will they work as a resist over the top of paint? Let's give it a try. So, it's been very hot and my studio has been super warm. So this is quite runny, is kind of where I'm heading with it, that thought. It's coming out quite quickly, so honestly, minding the gutter, Claire. So I'm only giving a very gentle touch to that. You can see I've done lots and lots of little circles, and that shouldn't take too long to dry. What would work for this one? I mean, I'm even thinking like some writing. Maybe that one. Let's go. Be kind. Okay, so I'm going to leave those to dry, and then I'm going to come back and see if I can paint over the top or gloss spray over the top and then white and see if it'll come off. I don't know whether it will. I mean, it might not. It might be a complete disaster, but that's how you discover these real fascinating new things. Oh, right. Okay. So I'm going to work on this page. You nearly got a glimpse there of something you shouldn't have done. I hope you didn't. I'll have to blot it out when I edit. I think I'm going to play with some gloss. Brought Lola back into the studio with me this evening because it is so hot, and we just kind of don't know what to do with ourselves, do we, Lola? It's just too much, too sticky, isn't it, chick? Right, let me grab a stencil. I'm going to use this one. This is, I think this one's called Lattice. I really like this stencil. It's one of my favourites at the minute. Maybe we've gone with some clear gloss. And then I might just print that bit down there, because there is some left on there. I don't want to waste it. That's just going to drip down there, but that's okay. I'm not bothered. Let me plug my heat tool back in. So this page has no gesso on it at all, just the clear gloss spray. So actually I think I'm going to play with some of these new colours. I'm going to go with taffy. So one way that I found to kind of get the gloss to move around a little bit is just to wet your page, and then you can kind of get the gloss to move about a bit more. Right, I'm just going to tip that a little bit. As you can see, there are a couple of places where it's already starting to resist a little bit. Just go in with some of this. This is lavender. Just going to let that sit for a minute, and then I will go in with a piece of fabric. And just mop it up a little bit. That'll do. Right. That has created like a really pale haze. Let's go in with some of these darker ones. See if that's any better. So that was iris. Maybe we'll start dark and go light. You can see that is showing up better already. Oh yes. Let's go iris magenta. And of course, if it goes in too heavy and you think you want to just knock it back a little bit, you can just dab it off. I'm going to buy some sprayers for these because I definitely prefer the look you get when the gloss sprays on to how it applies with the dropper. I'm personally not a big fan of the dropper, but you know, that's all right. And the spray is perfectly fine as long as you remember to wash them in water after you've used them and pop them lids back on with a little bit of moisture in, and they're absolutely fine. Mrs. Orchid seem to be utterly obsessed with purples and pinks right now. And then I know that I've got some stoked here. Let's give that a good shake because it's been sat around. I'll just drop some stoked into some of these puddles and see what it'll do. Ah, so pretty. Okay, so I'm just going to give this a little helping hand to dry. I love the way the colours play when they kind of marble together. Oh, they're nearly dry. Excellent. I'm just going to set that aside and grab another journal. Because if I put my heat tool on too much, I think I might get too hot in here as well. And there's literally nowhere else to go to cool down. Oops. I'm just trying to finish off these journals. Oh, look, I've got some gloss on there. Let's gloss, but no gesso. And can you see how that is just sinking straight in? It's kind of dyed the craft. Eventually, it will sit on the surface. Eventually. I'll end up using a whole bottle of eventually. That's a lot of spray down there. Let's just lift some of that out. Literally sprayed everything pink. Oh, it's okay. Let's give that a little dry. Turquoise somewhere. You see it's starting to sit on the surface now. It's really interesting. It's just that is sodden, that card. That's okay. I can go in and add some paint onto the top of there. Let's put that box out of the way. Yeah, so the new glosses obviously all come with droppers rather than sprays, which is okay. And of course you can paint with them, so it's not all bad. But I think what I might do is go in with some paint on top of here. and then we'll see what happens. This page is going to take forever to dry, although it's really hot, so it should be okay. It's quite interesting painting on that coloured background. As soon as it's already wet, let's see what happens if we go in with the baby wipes. Even some of that paint's even disappearing. It's really interesting. I've kind of done this experiment before where I've used gloss and paint, just like the phrase that springs to mind is kind of willy-nilly all over the place, and then to see what happens. But you can see that card stock is really, really soggy. It is still eating up all those colours. You can still see a bit of the resist through there as well, which is quite interesting. I have no idea what I'm going to do with this page now. Don't know. Let's see how dry these are. Not quite dry enough. Nearly, but not quite. This is rouge. Probably also going to disappear in there. Yep. So the moral to this story is, if you're going to play with gloss in this journal, absolutely put some clear gesso on your page first. And I think then, because it's wet, it's allowing it to still soak up the other colours. So that probably needs to go away to dry off because it's just too soggy. Right, this has had a little bit of time to sit and it is super pretty. And what I might just do is come in and just blot some of these puddles. Although they're pretty, I want to play on here and I cannot with all those puddles all over the place. So I do like how that one's gone. It'd be interesting to see what happens with the other one as it dries off. It's created quite an interesting effect. Right, so I love those colours. They're gorgeous. But I do think a little bit of like mustard would be nice on there also. So I have got some rouge on here. I don't know if that one doesn't spray. Mustard or cheddar? Should we go cheddar? Let's go cheddar. I have treated myself to some new gloss sprays. Now that I know the secret to keeping them spraying, I think I'll use them a lot more. So yeah, how pretty is that? Oh yes, wash, wash. Pretty. Okay. Nearly dry. Let's just plop that on there and then rub that through. Interesting colour. Right. So we've got those to come back and do. Let me put that down there on the floor. Floor out the way. Okie dokie. So in Dina's new stamps, obviously there were the birds and the bears and these little woodland animals. I'm thinking I might make a really cutesy little journal, maybe using the art cards with those. Oh, I just love these bears. I'm afraid these are my favourites. He is just adorable. And I'm going to use him. He's just beautiful. Let me grab some of Dina's white. This is the white heavy stock watercolour paper. Okay, so what I want to do here is stamp him lightly. So obviously this is textured, this paper. Again, I'm not going to gesso, which, you know, might be a mistake. I don't know. I'm going to stamp him on here. In fact, I'll do it this way because then I've got more space to play with, making a bit more of a body for him. Yeah, that's fine because I'm going to go and use my Stabilo pencil. Let me just give that a quick dry. I'm going to draw over the lines, just darken those up a little bit. So you can see, because this is a very textured paper, it has kind of left marks in where the image is stamped. And I'm okay with that. That's absolutely fine. I don't mind that at all. I'm going to go over this with my water brush. Now, I have no idea about the proportions of bears' bodies, but or kind of what like the question is here, right? Why has he got this line across him? I don't know. Do you think that's what it looked like? Do we think? I've no idea. I'm not a bear expert, you know. But I was thinking that I'd then just use my water brush just to kind of pull out some shadows on here and give him a little bit more depth, because this is watercolour paper. I've got to move quite quickly once I activate it because this paper is also quite thirsty and will just soak up the pigment from the pencil, and then you won't be able to move it. So you've got to move quite fast, be deliberate, and accept what happens, because it might not go exactly where you want it to. And just embrace that, you know, that is okay. That's all right. Right, so I'm just trying to disguise that line. I have no idea. I don't know what bears. I think he's got a little bit of an odd shape, but I'm going to go with it. It's all right. I think he's quite cute, actually. find some tea. Just alter my fan. Keeps being naughty and pointing the wrong way. Oh, that's better. Okay, let's cut him out. Oh, he's so cute. And then I think just to try and help disguise that line even more, I'm just going to add a bit more stamping over there. Oh, I absolutely adore that. He's gorgeous. And then, I don't really know, I might sort of put him here with a little bit of, I don't know, have we got any of this tape left? Yeah. So I made some tape, like washi tape the other day, using this new pink tape that Dina's released. It's fab for making washi out of, but obviously, you know, you can use it for masking as well. I had used it around something and then I was like, oh my gosh, hang on, wait a second, that'd be cool. So let's just make our bear a little place to stand. There we go. So that gloss was still a little bit sticky, so that will kind of help that to stay. I think I might just do like a bit of a grounding line here and some marks. I'm using Dina's Media Glue to stick this in place. Oh, he's so cute. Cute. It's like a cute overload, isn't it? Oh, okay. And then I thought I'm going to use a bit of white on my background. So I don't have any of Dina's white. Obviously, that would be like my go-to normally. So I am just using up all the white that I've got. Don't really need that much, you know. That's what came out. So let's kind of make this look like he's in a snowstorm. Literally just smudging it with my hand, as you can see. No, no to that. Too much. Okay. And then I think I'm just going to get the little round coaster stencil with the little circles. This one. And I'm just going to try and lift some marks through that. Almost like reverse snowflakes. Pretty cool, like that. So that's kind of serving two purposes. That's like a little bit of interest in that background, and it's knocking back those bold colours, which I love. But I just want to knock them back a little bit. Because those baby wipes are quite juicy, they've left quite a lot of damp, but that's also okay. I'm just going to make this line white down here too. Okay. Oh, he's adorable. Mm. I was going to find a quote. Okay, how about this quote? Be brave, even if you're not. Pretend to be. No one can tell the difference. Kind of like that. I'm tempted to kind of write it down here. I think some collage paper might work quite nicely on here as well, actually. So let's grab this. Is perfect. These little dots just to stick onto that background. This literally was on the top of the folder of collage papers that I've got, and I think it's the it's like the universe going, use this. This will work. And I never used to, but you know, I think there's a, you know, you can't overlook these things. These are perfect. And they're just going to bring a little bit more contrast to that background whilst also working with what's already there. No. There we go. I like that. Kind of works quite nicely, I think. Oh, bless me. Whew. Okay. Um, oh, There we go. Be brave, even if you're not. Pretend to be. People can't tell the difference. I think this would benefit from a little bit of a border. Just kind of wanting to bring a little bit of difference to the top and bottom of the page. I do like this. I think that's come together quite nicely. Right, let's add a little bit of stamping around the edges. Some dots and some text. And I'm going to leave that as it is, that one. Nice. And to be honest, I didn't really know where that page was going to go, but sometimes those are the ones that I end up really, really liking the most. I definitely want to give this little bear a little heart. He needs one. He's being brave, even though he doesn't feel it. I might put it in his hand, actually. One. Yeah. There we go. So that's that one. Okay. So I will do these as a new separate video. These are dry, so come back to the next video if you want to see how these come together. So thanks for watching. I hope you've enjoyed watching this journal page come together. Bye.